So hello everyone, today we will see how to create your own VPC on AWS Cloud. So let's started. Yes. So let's get started. So first we have to log in on AWS console. So I'm logging my own AWS console. Here my Tokyo region, and this is my account, and I'm in Tokyo region. So create a VPC. First search VPC on the search box. So VPC cloud related cloud resources. We don't want this. We want general VPC. Just click on it. Here mention your VPC. It takes some time to load your page. When you click on your VPC, so it is our default VPC. It is a default VPC it creates. So AWS creating default VPC in each region. So VPC is a region specific services. I just see our channel and live stream. Just we can see it clearly here. So I to create our own VPC, I just click on create a new VPC. So here are the many options. So we want just only VPC. We don't want any more things. So and I mention the name of my VPC. So I mention Ron VPC. VPC stands for Virtual Private Cloud. And in IPv4 block. So IPv4 it is a CIDR block. So CIDR block is a notation it is latest notation. Just like before we have the IP classes. So it is a similar notation, just like this. So just like IP class A, we have CIDR 8 block of /8. For class B, we have /16. For example, I just mentioned here 10.0.0.0. It is a class A. So I mentioned in the CIDR representation /8. So we know the entire IP is 32 bit. So each bit represent 8. So 8 plus 8 plus 8 equal to 32. For here in the class A, we have one network and 3 for host, 3 bits for host. So for that 8 bit. So 1 for network. So in the class B, we have 10.10.0.0, and here we have to mention 16. So 2 bits for network, 2 bits for host. And the class C, we have 10.10.0. So in this case, the last number will be vary. So here is 24. For me, I just create a class 2 or CIDR block of 0.0.0/16. It is 16 is /16 or class B. It is mostly common. You will see in the companies as well. Many of the corporate companies, it is commonly used. Okay, so I don't want other things must be default. I am not messing with anything. So I just create, so it create our first VPC, you can see. So in this, if you go on your own VPC, it will listed. Yes, it is a default one, and this is my own VPC. In the VPC there is no subnet or anything. So first we define subnets. So for my VPC I created 3 subnets. Just a second. So these subnets are default VPC, you can see that, and it is availability 4090, but I creating 3 subnet with the 251 IP availabilities. So I use my VPC here in drop down. So subnet 1, give the name. So for me I mention my subnet with the different names. So R zone 1, it is my first subnet, or we can say R zone A, because I am in Tokyo region where we have 3 zones in Tokyo region. So I have to select availability zones of the Tokyo region. So I select for my zone A, R zone A for zone 1. So Asia Pacific Northeast A, 1A, and here I have to mention the CIDR block. So my CIDR block is 10.10.1.0 1.0./24. So just like the same way I add 2 more subnets here. So my second subnet, R zone B. For the zone B I can mention, I can choose availability zone second 2 in Tokyo, and it is not necessary so I have to choose any second zone. I can make the same subnet in the same zone, just like in zone A I can make 2 or 3 in number of subnets. So it is totally my choice where I want to make the subnets. So I choose zone C here in Tokyo. And for the similarity, just like we know the total we have get just like previously I mentioned that. So CIDR block 10.10.0.0. So I have plenty number of IP addresses, but I want to restrict it. It is doesn't necessarily I have to use everything. It is up to me what range of IP address I want to use. Just like for this subnet I want to use only 10.10.2.0 by 24. So in this case only the after the 2, just like this 0 number will be vary. And as you know that AWS have reserved 5 IP addresses, one for VPC, second for the second for DNS server, one for network, and third for any external future purposes, and last for 255 for broadcast. So these are 5 IP address reserved. So at the end of the day I will get 251 usable addresses from this subnet. Similarly I create another R zone C. For that I choose D, and here 10.0. Sorry, 3.0. Just give me a second. By 24. Yes, and I just have to create a subnet. Click. So it creating the subnet. And one of the best thing of AWS is AWS not charging creating any VPC services, VPC or subnets. AWS charges only for EC2 instances or NAT gateway in specific, even though it not also charge on routing tables as well. It is the best thing of AWS. So most of the things here you can see these are not chargeable, these are free. It's just like NAT gateways and some of the where we use the AWS internet or endpoints specific services. These services are only paid services or free. Other services are free. So you can see that these three zones A, C and B, and we can see the availability IP address 251, 251, 251. So we create a subnets. Now we have to define the routing table as well. So just click on routing table. So it is created by default for our subnet as well, but I want to create my own custom routing table, so I create my own routing table. So for that my plan is I create one subnet for the public facing and two subnet for private. So I don't want to communicate any machines from the zone B and zone C to the any public internet, so no one can access from over the internet to these machines. So we create one routing table for public subnet. So public subnet RT, and here we choose our custom VPC which we create earlier. So here because this is public facing, so I want to associate association, and I only want to associate zone A to public facing. So this only this zone A having the internet access, other two zones don't have internet access. These are private and this only public. So purpose is if you have front-end website or backend, so most of the backend codes and APIs are not public facing, so all the API calls or these are internal things. And zone A like a front-end website where the user internet, just like if you go on Google and type www.amazon.com, when you search on Google, so it shows the amazon.com page to you, because it is a public facing. If it is not public facing, it gives you 500 error. So for the public facing purpose, I choose zone A. So associated with it, subnet association, you can see that zone A associated. So similarly, I want to create another routing table for my private routes. So AWS give you full control of your own private cloud, so you can monitor your network traffic, everything, just like you are doing your own on-premises server. So this is my private net routing table. I select my own custom VPC here and create. Same, we do the association as well. Edit association. So after that, I want to attach a internet gateway, because I already told you in a to access the internet over the VPC, we have to attach an internet gateway to our VPC. So I am creating one internet gateway here. So it is for default VPC. So we can, for our own VPC, we have to create another. So I just give on IG. So I just create an internet gateway. So here it suggests to attach an internet gateway to a VPC. So just click attach here, and we have to select our own, because other VPC which is previously default have already attached single internet gateway to single VPC. Just click on attach. Just hit attach. So if I want to create just like I want to create a one EC2 instance here. Just go to the EC2 instance. I will launch a EC2 instance in the private, in my private VPC, not in default VPC. So create a launch instance. It takes some time to load the page. So here first we have to mention our instance name. So I just mentioned Ron Tech instance. And we have to just wait to load enter. So we have to choose AMI. So I use the Amazon Linux. So in instance type we have to select t2.micro, because we are just creating the instance, so we are not doing any high level computation on the instance. So we are selecting t2.micro. Then we are here we can use the by default, but because I want to use the jumper, showing you to how we can use jumping from the one subnet to another. For that I am creating another key pair, just like this for Own VPC, and you can create a number of key pairs as well. Just create it. And it will download automatically to your PC. So here I am going to edit networks. Here we want to change the VPC. It is a default, by default selected. So we have to switch to our created just VPC, Rohan VPC. So it also shows all the zones. So I choose the zone A because I want to connect over the internet, and for that I need a public IP. So I am attaching public IP to this instance. I have to here as well we don't have any previously created security groups. If we click here, because security groups are VPC based, so if you change our VPC, you didn't get your previously created security groups. So I create another new security group here. I just name it on SC security group, and same for description, SSH and HTTPD enable security group. So here by default it is added. Issue. Are you guys can hear me properly? Hello? Something issues going on. YouTube not receiving enough video, maintaining smooth stay as a video buffering experience. Okay. I thought my PC is a little bit lagging. Yeah. Just give me a second, guys. Just bear with me. So I have to delete some. Now it is good, I guess. You can see it. I hope Twitch doesn't lag. Do this in class. Yeah. So it, yeah. So I just change the name. I want to do a couple of things here. So just I want to enable SSH and we do HTTPD protocol as well. We are doing some deploying some static site on this instance. So here HTTP anywhere enable, it is for me 8 GB standard volume, and just launch the instance. Till time it gets launched, we can listen some music side by side. My internet little bit slow because I am streaming from the same laptop and I have limited this. So our instance is launched. Just give me hold a second. So अपना status 2x2 is there. Our status is 2x2. So let's connect this instance. Let's see if we can connect over the internet. Yes, we are unable to connect the instance. Ensure that network settings are configured. Yes, it is happens because of we have launched the instance, but we not did any entry in routing table. So whenever we Own VPC and we can attach the internet gateway, but internet gateway don't know which subnet it has a stock. So for that, so we are making some entry in routing table. So this error it will gives you if you not did any entry in routing table. So for the same, just like in public subnet, in public routing table, we have to add some entry. We can edit the rules. So we have to add. So we have to access internet. So 0.0.0 it stands for internet. Here we can use the internet gateway. So this is our internet gateway, and we have to save the changes. And we have to go to EC2 instance again. So just go to EC2. And we are trying to connect again. See, we can connect now. So let's switch the user. Sudo su root, and we have to install some packages. For yum install, install, not uninstall. httpd. So httpd is a simple Apache server for our instance, so we can deploy a static site. So I just create some sample site. Service httpd start. starting your own, and just go vi, sorry, you have to go to cd /var /www /html. Yes, and we have to create a file here, vi index.html. Go to insert mode, print h1, hello from Mumbai. Enter, escape, :x exclamation, save the file. So let's see. So I play some music for coding. So let's see where is our public IP. I want a new expense. This old UI also look good, but I prefer new. So let's connect. See the our site is deployed or not. So where is our public IP? Yes, just copy this public IP, create a new tab, and just let's see. Sorry. Not this. For me it is, I'm doing first time stream, so please bear with me. So I don't have that much great system specifications. So let's see. I hope we can see this website anywhere from world. This is on, why not it is in public? Oh, I forgot to enable SSH. So I just made a, not a mistake, actually I made a bug here. So as I told you, in the security group I just enable it for SSH connection, not for HTTP. So I had to enable the port number 80. So HTTP port is 80, so I had to enable that. So as of now, this is my security group for my own custom VPC. In security group it shows, if you go from EC2 tab, so it shows all the security group as well as your VPCs as well, VPC ID. So for this group I had to enable inbound rules. I have to edit inbound rules, add rule. I want to enable HTTP, and same it is also for anywhere cell, and save the rules. Yes, now I just have to refresh and see hello from Mumbai. So it is done. So now I am launching another instance here in other region. So launching the instance in a private region. So let's see what happens. Can we access that instance? Let's see. So I'm creating from private instance. Then select the AMI, then t2.micro as a default. Select the key pair. I use Own VPC key pair. I will tell you why I am using this key pair in the later. Then I have to edit my VPC as well. I want my own custom VPC here, Own VPC, and I am launching this instance in a private in zone C, and I don't want any public IP here, so that's why I am not assigning any public IP. And for this I am using the existing security group. And that's it. Just wait. Come to the health check pass. Till time I will explain in the Microsoft Paint. I do my best to explain you what is my architecture here. I hope it is visible to all of you. Yeah, so for that I create a VPC here. This is my VPC. In that VPC I create a subnet. This is my subnet A, B, and this is a C. So in that subnet I create an instance here in A, and one created and in this instance. Consider this instance as a A, and consider this as a C. this is a subnet B. This is a B. So these are just understand, these are 3 subnets. Just give me white. Are you guys feeling some lag in the stream? Just let me know in the comments so I can do some optimization next time. Currently YouTube is not okay. So consider this as P. So this stream having the internet, so it can have gateway, so it can receive traffic from outside, and because it is a internet gateway, it can transfer traffic from outside as well from here. But these two are private. So these two gateway, these two subnet, I don't have any access of internet. Just take some other color. So these two are private subnets. These two don't have access of internet. So for that, so I am planning to access from this instance, instance to this instance. I want to plan some how to communicate. It is called jump server. So we can access from here to this instance using jump command, because if you see the routing table, I just show you again. In the routing table, here is 10.10.0.16 in local. It means all the machines inside any of the subnet are communicate with each other. It is open for communication, but they're not allowed to because if you want to make a subnet public, you have to attach IP gateway to it. And for the private subnet, we are using NAT gateway. So we will see how we attach NAT gateways to our private subnets in a minute. Just closing this down, and we do some practical. Actually, practical help you to understand more easier. So this is our in a private subnet machine. Let's say, yeah, 2x2 health check. So we can't connect this instance if we go for connecting, because it don't have any public IP. So we can't connect this machine over the internet, but there is a way. See, there is no public IP here. I told you it is in private. So for that, so we are to using first, but we have option because our instance is executed. So our instances are connected in a same VPC. So this instance can talk with each other. So I want to access this machine, this our machine. So this machine to communicate our this. So just show you IP config here. So this machine's IP is just I'm getting some lag. I don't know why I'm getting some lags. Some good music. So first we see the other steps. So first we have to ping the machine to know that here. So I have to ping this machine to over there, so know that we can communicate or not. So for the ping we have one protocol here specially. So for that we have to enable this protocol from our routing table. So go to the routing table and we have to enable the protocol in both routing table. The protocol name, I hope you all know that it is very well known protocol we use to ping the so this protocol sorry, very bad, my bad. We not add this protocol on routing table, we have to add this protocol into our security groups, because security group must understand, because security is a firewall. So routing table it is enabled by default. Sorry, I misled you. So go to the security groups here, and the security group we have to enable one more, add one more rule. So edit inbound rules. Go to add. So we are add to the ICMP, custom ICMP for IPv4. So I just enable for all, and I just do anywhere. I know all it can't communicate outside the VPC, that's why. But in a company you have to mention the IP addresses or range specifically, otherwise someone can do the any DOS attack or anything. Just connect this machine again. Instance. So I want to ping this machine through the another machine. So for that I need the private IP of this machine. Let establish the connection here first. Let's go sudo su-u root user, sorry, sudo su-root user, and we have to ping the command. So ping, and I have to paste the IP address. So 10.10.3.34. So just ping. Yes, pinging successful, which means we can communicate through this machine. So to access this machine, so I have to install SSH to use, but for that I have to, for how we can access the machine. So what we need for accessing any instance in AWS through the SSH protocol, we need a key, but I have key here. Just give a second. So I just show you, I just open the key in Notepad. So this is our key. So this key we want to show it. So how we can access the key? So for that, just create a file called my key dot the same extension pem file. I hope you know which extension we are using. If you don't remember it, don't worry, just see the property and it shows the extension of the file. So in the details you will get .pem or .ppk. These two commonly extension used to store the keys. So just do the vi, go to insert mode, copy entire key, Ctrl A, Ctrl C. Here we are in insert mode, just right click, paste, then we do the escape, :x, that's it. And one thing is we have to give the permission to this file to read. So chmod 400 my key .pem. So now we can do SSH to our other machine instance to connect it. So let's see how we can connect it. When you go to connect through the SSH, what will show? It gives the entire thing. So we need SSH I, then we do command the file name and EC2 user at the time. So we have to just copy this command and just paste it. So everything is given in AWS. So we have to just use a different name here. So mykey.pem. Just we can change it to my-key and just hit enter. Yes, do you want to? Yes. Successful. So if I check the IP address, ifconfig, see the 10.10.3.34, which is the same IP address of this instance. The private instance. It takes some time to load. In my internet it will be slow, but you can check. So this is a private instance IP. So we don't have public. The private 10.10.3.34. We got the same thing here. So we can connect, but we don't have any access of internet. If you see the yum install httpd -y, so we can install because we don't have any internet connectivity. So we have to connect internet to this private area network. For that, so we have to use a NAT gateway. So again, NAT gateway is paid gateway. Be in mind, if you use for much time, you will get the charges. So it is paid gateway. So for this education purpose, I create it. So while creating, you must sure that you are creating. So first you mention my NAT GT gateway and select the subnet. So for me, I have to select subnet C where I want to attach, and connectivity is public, so I want to access the internet. Also every NAT gateway require any public IP. For that we have to allocate the IP address here, and that's it. And for here first we have to select a network, because first we create a NAT gateway. And one thing I want to mention, select the subnet in which created. So NAT gateway, always remember that we created in a public subnet, it never created in a private. So we have to select here public subnets, not the private one. And connectivity type is, select a connectivity type for the NAT gateway. So connectivity type is a public. No, I guess it is a private. I'm sorry, we want to set as a public here. It is private, it for different purpose. If you want to inter-domain routing through your own VPC. So for me it is public because I want to access the internet through the private subnets. And just create it. It takes few minutes. So it still shows in pending. It takes 4 to 5 minutes to create it. Yes, now it is in available. So go to the opting tables. So we have to attach this to our private subnets. So go to the in private subnets here. So what we want to do, we want to attach a internet to this. So just edit it, add route. So mention 0.0.0. Here we have option of NAT gateway. When you click, it is shows, and just save. It takes few minutes and show the active. So here, if you do now yum install, no problem. I have to connect with again this instance, so I have to open this and go to here, connect. Just give me a moment. I have to you. Actually, it creates another tab. Actually, it can't show you. You can't see the other tabs. Just I go to the new instance type. I don't know why it is lagging here. So I just remember the name of the key. So my key.pem. So my internet little bit slower. So my internet little bit slower. So I just connect here. This just we have to connect this user here first. Then first user. So sudo su one. So root. So I want to just do the ls here. So my key.pem is there. So I have to do ssh. So I just copy and paste the command here. Connect another instance. This private. So I just want to show you that. So we can connect. We are connected to internet to this private network. Is here. And we. So here I just want to change my VPC to my key. And enter. That's it. Sudo -hyphen root user or just ping google.com. Let's see. Yes, successful. Earlier here yum install is not working. Yum install httpd. Why? Yes, through this we can access the internet, but remember NAT gateway, it is a one-way communication. Why I'm telling that, let's see. So if I just like I install the http server, so go to, so just start service, start service httpd start. Some services start, go to cd vi /var www/html/index.html. Click enter. If I mention here to private subnet, done. So if you go to access this, because this machine here don't have any public IP, if you're trying to access, we can't access it, but there's another way. to access the same thing, I connect the instance and I connect the other instance. We can connect with the cruel command. Let me show you how to connect this instance again. So if you go to that, we can't see anything. We attach any public ID as well. Go to the instances. Just here the IP address is different. So what is the IP address of this instances? Just I want to remember IP address. So I config. So I'm doing this. So it is 10.10.3.34. Let's establish the view. Sudo s1 root user, and I just use 12 and 10.10.3.34, right? Yes, here we get the output, private subnet. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for it. So also I show you how you can delete your site. So there are specific ways. First way is delete instances. So check this, then go to instances and direct it. So whenever if you want your VPC, this is the way you have to follow. Next time it comes straight to the next is your NAT gateway. You have to delete your NAT gateway because it is not coming into free. It charge you. So you have to delete your NAT gateway. And unless when you delete NAT gateway, it's deleting. So it is attached to the elastic IP. So you have to release the elastic IP as well. When you see here, here is elastic IP. It shows you all the assigned elastic IP to you. You have to release it. You can release because NAT gateway is not yet deleted. It is in deleting state. It takes some time. It is completely deleted.